Welcome back to Road Life 24/7. Today we're in New Jersey at the Ironworks mine. We're going to see one of the oldest furnaces in America and the water wheels that ran this mine. Remember to check out our channel for even more videos.
All right, so we are here, guys, at the Long Pond Ironworks in New Jersey. It's a historical district. There's old ruins. It's a nice little trail. As we walk, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the area, but essentially this area was an ironworks factory building iron for the American Revolution and the Civil War. So it's been around since the early 1700s. This is the start of the trail, which is at the Ye Old General Store, which has now been converted into a museum. This was actually built in the 1800s, so a little bit later than the American Revolution, but people were living here for about 100 years and working at this general store. There's a church that's their old church that's across the road that we'll show you, and we're just going to take kind of a little walk around and see some of the old buildings, some of the old homes. It was a whole village, so people actually like lived here, and there's some cool ruins, so come with us. As I was walking around, I saw the sign for Victorian Day, which is happening. Apparently they do a bunch of different events in this area. Victorian Day sounds really fun. The description of it was get transported back to the 1830s, so I wonder what it's going to be. I'm very curious. Apparently there's storytellers, there's going to be people dressed up in costume, and I wonder if they'll have a British accent, because back then they did. Long Pond Ironworks takes its name from the nearby Long Pond, a translation of the Native American name Quampium for Greenwood Lake. Set alongside the swiftly flowing Wenatchee or Long Pond River, the only natural drainage from Greenwood Lake, the site offered a perfect combination of natural resources for making iron. Long Pond Ironworks was founded by the German ironmaster Peter Hassenklever with financial backing from English investors. Hassenklever purchased the existing Ringwood Ironworks in 1765, along with huge parcels of land, including the 55,000-acre Long Pond tract. He then imported more than 500 European workers and their families to build iron-making plantations. Now we're standing in the village green. This is actually the three main houses of people who lived here. Some of them were built in the 1800s, some of them were built in the 1700s. This one specifically was in 1780, and Reitenauer was the family that lived here. Actually some furniture that you can see in there, which is kind of cool. I kind of wish we could go inside some of these buildings, but we can't. But you can kind of picture the ambiance in which these people lived. And I bet you there were no cars back in those days. There were horses and carriages strolling along. So the sound probably would have been a bit nicer. Let's keep going.
No metal detecting, that only means one thing. There's some goodies around here.
We gotta come back, Dave. So there are two structures in this area. This is the stone double house, and over there, which we'll show you, is the barn. The stone double house was a more substantial worker's house, so you can see it's very well put together. Beautiful stonework. I mean, I don't even think you could build that these days. So this is the barn over here. There was a blacksmith shop in the rear, and apparently produce was brought in from different farms surrounding this area, and this is where they kept all of the food that the villagers ate. Wow. This is random. I bet you no one else would have known what this sign means. That's a KOA sign. We gotta look up how old this is. Westbrook Park. KOA, as many of you have been following us know, are different campsites and campgrounds that are around the country. Normally very bougie ones. We've never really actually stayed in one, but the fact that there's a KOA sign here is maybe a sign from the universe that we gotta hit the road again. What do you think, Dave?
I agree.
There you go. Cool.
Looking at this over here, and look, here's their floor joists. You can see them through it. Nice wooden lintels right here. Nice stonework. And look how well preserved this is compared to your old wooden structures these days. You saw the ones at the beginning, they're all on the ground. This is the only one that actually looks in good shape, right?
Right.
We need to go back to the old days of making stuff properly, because nowadays we just cut some cheap trees down, fling some buildings up, tornadoes take them out, then we fling the same old stuff back up, and it just gets wiped out again. If you build this, it will last for hundreds of years.
So do you think they got the stones from the iron?
This would have been from this area. You can tell it's from here. You can tell by the colors of the rocks, it's same area it came from.
So why?
And these guys were smart back then. They didn't travel hundreds of miles to take this here. They would have got it from the area. So that's why when I'm getting my property, it's going to have trees and rocks and a river.
So do you know why we as humans stopped building structures this way and started building them the way we do now? Like, what was that transition? Do you know? Is it cheaper to build them the way we're building them now? Is that why people
Well, this was
cutting
cheaper,
corners?
but you had to have people that actually knew what they were doing to do this. Now anyone can screw or nail a couple of pieces of wood together.
So this requires more craftsmanship.
Well, the skills to do this now is like dying. And everyone goes to the other way because it's easier. You can put big panels up at once. This takes a bit more time, but it will last longer, you know?
So you know how to do this, Dave?
I'll do it. I'll get Dad on the case. He'll come help me.
You're one of the few people
I could do this,
that you know that can still do stonework like this.
There is people, but you have to pay a lot of money for it, you know?
I mean, this is pretty cool. It's an outdoor fireplace. I can't imagine that there was like a structure here surrounding it before. It looks like it was just kind of here. Maybe they use this to like cook their food. I wonder how tall it actually went. I mean, it looks like a pretty well-sheltered little fireplace. You can imagine them just, all right, let's put the bread on. But you know, it's cool. We should build one in our house, outdoor fireplace. That's cool. The company store was a center of village life for over 160 years. It was where the villagers could purchase whatever they couldn't make or grow at home. It was also the post office and the iron company's bookkeeping office. This is a weigh scale remains. This was used for weighing incoming iron ore and outgoing iron pigs. So this is the ice house. They actually used this house to store ice. They would cut the ice from the nearby lakes, bring it up here, and keep it nice and cool. I wonder how they managed to do that. Look, it's an old school wheelbarrow. Wonder what they use that for. Wheeling iron and ore. These two water wheels supplied the forced air for the Civil War furnaces. So in 1957, they were both burned by vandals. In the 1990s, one wheel was rebuilt to match the original wheel. The water for the wheels came from Wanake River, which was fed by Greenwood Lake. And past the water wheels are the remains of the stone raceway that supplied water to the top of the water wheels. The raceway was fed with water from the dam across the river that created a small reservoir. On the right is an unfinished large water wheel pit. There's two iron furnaces here. One of them, which is right here, is actually the original colonial era furnace. It was built in 1765, which is a couple of years before the American Revolution, maybe like 8 years before the American Revolution. It was built by the original guy, Peter, I said his name earlier, Havensklaver or something. Anyways, it was built, and this is the oldest remaining iron ore furnace in the United States. Fun fact. So iron furnaces converted ore from mines into iron bars. The process required 3 ingredients: iron ore, fuel in the form of charcoal or coal, and limestone. All right, guys, that was us finishing Long Pond Ironworks. Thanks for coming along with us as we explore the ruins of New Jersey. There's lots to see in this area. We've loved it. And here we're gonna go see Chilhowee Falls. Chilhowee Falls. So this trail is 4.4 miles in total. It takes you all the way up to Caris Hill. I don't think we're gonna do that today, but if you wanna go see the waterfall, it's about a 1.1 mile trail up to down to the waterfall. If you wanted to go all the way up to the hill, it's about 1,600 elevation gain, so that's like pretty intense, good workout. I think to the waterfall, it's just a 400 elevation gain, so not too shabby. Come with us. We just came across this rocky bit. I wasn't too sure where to go, but then I spotted a blue marker over there. So my guess is we have to do some rock climbing. My favorite thing.
Rock scrambling.
Rock scramble. Here we go. One thing to note is that we're in New Jersey. It is September time frame. There hasn't been rain in a really long time, so the waterfalls are a little bit weak. However, we still love the sound of water falling next to us. This isn't the main waterfall that we're here to see. Hopefully the main one is a little bit more, you know, has a little bit more, what do you say, Dave? A little bit more juice. Pretty cool area. Lots of stones and boulders and rocks. Oh man, I miss Washington. Really miss Washington. So this walk has been so far pretty easy. I think we go down first to the waterfall and then hike back up on the way back. There was also signs about bear activity, so we're just keeping an eye out. You know, you never know. Might hear a stick creaking far away. No need to be scared. We have bear spray. That's what I keep telling myself. All right, guys, so even though the waterfall isn't, you know, going crazy or has too much juice, I'm so happy to be outside because, you know, studies show that just spending 20 minutes outdoors helps boost endorphins, and I have definitely seen that. When I'm feeling sad or, you know, kind of fatigued, all I gotta do is just get yourself outside, you know, go take a little walk, go hug a tree. Well, maybe that's a little extreme, but in general, I do hug trees, as you've seen. I think it's important to just, when you're feeling that low and your body is telling you to stay home, push yourself to just go for a walk. All you need to do is 20 minutes, doesn't have to be a lot, and you immediately start feeling better. So, pro tip over here from Road Life 24/7. Guys, look at how cool these mushrooms are. There's this one, and then there's a whole cluster of them over there. That is cool, just on this log that's been, oh, there's some over there too. Wow, I love mushrooms. I'm gonna have to figure out if these are mushrooms you can eat or mushrooms you shouldn't eat. Oh my God, there's a ton of them over here too. Whoa, those are like legit mushrooms. All right, we are coming up on the falls. Let's see, let's keep going. Let's see if this waterfall is gonna give us anything, any sort of water. All right, so this is the waterfall. It's great. I mean, we loved the little walk. It's definitely, you know, it's interesting because someone posted on All Trails that they swam the other day. I don't really see how one could swim, but you know what? I'm so glad we got outside. I'm glad we took a walk, and maybe come and visit this waterfall earlier in the summer. I would say earlier in the summer, because or later in the winter.
Winter when it rains.
Yeah, but probably early summer. Maybe there'll be like nice flowers and stuff to see as well. Other than that, it was a great walk, so stick around for the next one.
Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe for even more of our videos.